actually kind of a cool story. I basically went to school for exercise sports science, and I've always been kind of drawn towards like the fitness industry, and I've worked at multiple different gyms, and the past gym that I've been with for 4 years now basically approached me about being their social media manager. So it was a cool balance, like half my day was behind the screen creating content, and then the other half of my day was with clients on my feet. It really opened my eyes to like how much I loved it, and like over time all my clients became like family to me.
You've provided this for people, and it's a tool that they can use to reach so many more people than they ever knew that they could. There was a need for it, so it's a huge advantage for all of us to be able to take advantage of it. Hey guys, it's Kristen Reyes with the Reyes Home Team. I'm joined today by Mary Hannon. She is the COO of a local full-service media company called ASR here in New Hampshire. So Mary, welcome.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm so excited to talk to you today. I feel like you are a huge inspiration to a lot of people around here because we're kind of in this like slow town where not a whole lot happens, and you've created this company that's really able to uplift a lot of voices, and you give people confidence and things like that. So I think it's really amazing.
One of my clients was like talking to me during a training session and was like, like I'm super busy. I have so much going on, and I like don't know what I'm doing when it comes to social media, and you're so good at running the gyms. So would you consider like taking me on as a client? And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I could ever like add something onto my plate, because at the time I was like doing a boot camp programs and had my own clients, my own classes, and running all of their social media. So I just felt like absolutely strapped. And then, she asked me a few more times after that, and the answer was still no. But like one night I was scrolling through like my Instagram stories, and she had posted, and she wrote like, I'm hiring a social media manager, basically like accepting applications. And I immediately like
wait a minute,
called her. I'm like, take it down, I will do it. So it was like the exact push I needed to just realize that if I didn't take the opportunity, she was going to give it to someone else. And it honestly was like the best decision I ever made.
And so now, do you want to talk a little bit about what ASR offers?
Yeah, absolutely. So ASR basically is a one-stop shop. We build websites from the ground up. We do graphic design, logo creation, and then we have an entire team of videographers and photographers. So we do anything from like wedding videos to Instagram Reels to TikToks. And then, we have the social media management side of it as well. So we pretty much offer it all. There's nothing really that we don't do. We've worked with all types of different businesses, from startups to super established businesses, so it's cool.
How has it been for you running a company like this? Are you enjoying it?
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love it.
It's got to be so challenging.
It is. There's plenty of challenges and, plenty of failures along the way. As expected, I knew what I was signing up for, especially as a startup. But I think like those failures really gave us so much perspective, and we've been able to focus on solutions. It's been definitely a learning process, but I have so much trust in the team, and they are so talented that, I believe that, this can grow into something really big. And I think it's really cool too, because it kind of goes like hand in hand with like the whole fitness industry, for me at least, just getting people out of their comfort zones and like getting rid of the fear. So many people are like fearful to get in front of a camera or to put themselves out there, and, they're worried about the judgment, and all these people are going to see it. So kind of like working with them through that has been really cool for me too, like, and see the benefit of it.
Yeah.
Watch their business grow and succeed and thrive and be exactly what they envisioned it to be is a really cool thing.
Absolutely.
Too.
Did you, when you were, when you went to college and stuff, did you always think you would be an entrepreneur? Or when you did fitness, what did you think that you were going to do with that fitness degree?
Yeah. So, I always like had a pretty strong work ethic, and, growing up, like I always was juggling multiple different jobs to try and have like different streams of income. And like I always knew that there was no amount of money that I would keep me at a job that I didn't love. So like you weren't going to catch me in a cubicle like 9 to 5. It just wasn't me. And I also think that like I wanted to position myself where there was a lot of room for growth, and I always felt challenged. But as far as like the detailed side of being an entrepreneur, like I never really pictured myself as the person to like be hiring and firing people or sending invoices and managing an entire team. But I think it's really like about who you surround yourself with, and like so many people kind of believed in me and like pushed me and like told me how good I was. So that's really what
You're like, this is what I should do, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
Look how good I am at this.
It kind of just fell right into place. place. You know, I just had the right people around me and the right guidance.
That's amazing. You still manage some social media pages, correct?
Yeah.
So what is your kind of philosophy, or what do you think about when you manage people's pages? Like, how do you keep the gyms separate from other people's?
Right.
You know?
So I think it's really important that it's personalized to them and that we're able to showcase like who they are and what they're involved in and what their values are.
What matters to them.
Yeah, exactly. And then like everyone has a style, you know? I've worked with some clients who are like to be super classy and keep it like elegant and professional. And I've worked with other clients that are super open and willing to tell all the ins and outs of their life. And it's all about what works for you and what you feel comfortable with doing, because you can find success either way as long as, you know, you're honestly consistent with it and the quality is high. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's like so important when people are looking at the page. If you are presenting yourself as a professional, you're going to get that in return.
Exactly.
Clients are going to respect you as a professional.
Right.
Yeah, with our social media, with Ray's home team, it's like it's my voice, you know, because I run the social media, even though it's Kendall and I are partners, and now we have another teammate, Monica, and then we have an admin, Amy. And I think that's one thing that's like, it's kind of hard because I can't really have Kendall come on, because then the audience that I've already built over the last 6 years is going to be like, what's going on? This isn't the content we want to see.
Right. Yeah, so dialing in that tone of voice is extremely important, you know? And making sure that it's consistent. Yeah, that is tough. Multiple people have like, you know, you can tell when it's someone else versus, you know,
exactly.
So that's funny.
Yeah, it's something that, you know, we think about all the time when we're posting stuff, is like, are we being us? Like if I post a lot of businessy things in a row, it won't get a lot of traction. Whereas if I'm putting myself into things, that's what's going to speak to my audience more so.
Exactly. And like adding that value and that personalized side of just being open and candid and relating to people. You know, people want to feel like they relate with you or that they're gaining something from following you or watching your life, you know. So that's why, you know, some of the really like educational pages do so well, because there's so much to learn out there. And, you know, if you have a good way of delivering that information through solid content, you can be super successable with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Where do you guys, with ASR, where do you guys see this going?
Yeah.
What's the vision?
So the vision is big, and I don't plan on stopping until we get to where I really want it to be. But I think we're going to be targeting, we've been working with like med spas and, you know, a little bit more with like the medical field and doing the wedding videos. So it's still a mix. You know, I think that we can serve a pretty wide audience of business owners and people, but we're looking, you know, definitely going to be outgrowing our office space here and eventually finding a spot. But yeah, working with more people in the city and just continue to grow.
Yeah. Where do you guys think you'll move to? Like within Salem?
I have no idea.
No.
I have no clue. We'll see.
Wherever the wind takes us.
Yes, literally.
That's exciting, though. It's nice having somebody, I mean, you're the leader kind of this, and it's nice having you have a big vision for it, because you're, you know, inspiring everybody else and giving them the job security and making them feel important.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just have to go with your intuition and follow your gut to get something where it needs to be. You know, sometimes you can't just follow the blueprint and have it be cookie cutter, especially with something like this where you're ever evolving and it's social media that changes every day. And
and constantly like pivoting, you know, like the amount of systems I've put into place and then the amount of systems I've recreated, you know what I mean, to try and make it work. It's like, you know, it's never ending, really.
Yeah, wild. With the side of the business where you're managing social media, what have you found to be the most important, you know, tools and tips that you have?
Yeah, no, definitely. So I think people struggle with social media a lot and like almost look at it as like a chore because they don't really have the right systems in place and the help, you know, that they need. So I think it's really important to like work with the team and make sure that your content is of high quality and make sure that you're planning ahead. Because a lot of people, you know, they wait to the last minute and then they're like, oh, what do I post today? Like, I have no idea. Versus like we lay out an entire calendar, you know, and we're looking at the months ahead and, you know, we know when holidays are coming up or big events are happening in your life or milestones or whatever needs to be celebrated, and we're creating that content with you way before it even happens to just take that stress, you know, off your plate.
That's something we definitely need to do. Kendall and I will be sitting there and like, you know, every holiday the kids are home. Right. So it'll be like Thanksgiving morning and I'm like, shit, I didn't make a Thanksgiving post.
You're like, what do we
I'm like,
post
well,
today?
it's going to take me an hour to do this. And like the kids are literally crawling on me and it's a holiday, so I feel guilty for being on my phone.
Exactly.
Like I should have planned ahead on this.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, 100%, and like just having that done in advance, you can actually enjoy your holiday or whatever it is. Yeah. So I think that's a big piece of it, is just, doing the work beforehand and having everyone kind of get around your brand and make sure it's exactly what you want, because like brand identity is super important just to make sure that it's consistent. Your fonts, your color schemes, your vibe, your tone of voice, it all is, such a big deal when it comes to building a presence online.
What, aside from like with realtors and with the gym, are there any other people that you, like different fields that you run social media for?
So we do like an investor who does
Okay,
like
that's cool.
multifamilies and
Yeah.
stuff like that, which is really cool. A moving company. I mean, it's like there's so
Yeah.
many different.
And do those accounts post multiple times a week?
Yep.
It's so interesting because I would be like, I don't know that I would ever follow
Right.
an air filter company.
No, seriously, right?
Unless they were
Exactly. It's just
super
sometimes
entertaining.
sometimes it's hard.
Yeah.
Like, how do you stand out? How do you be different? Like, even with real estate, there's so many realtors on
I know.
Instagram. So like,
Yeah.
what do you do to like be different? And I think you and Kendall are honestly like genius. I say it all the time because you've taken that serious, like that boring graphic out, and you've literally been like, let's just be comical. Like, people can laugh when they look at our stuff and relate to us and get a sense of our personality, which is the key. That's what you want. In order to build an audience, people need to trust you and kind of be like captured by whatever it is that you're putting out there. So.
Right. There's sometimes where, I'll be like scrolling through my feed or through my reels, and I feel like my Instagram shows me other realtors because that's the kind of stuff I like, looking at those really cool reels of like these $500,000 houses in Texas that are 7 times the size of mine. I'm like enthralled by it. I love it. But so then I get fed all of this realtor content, and it's just like, new, just listed.
Same thing.
It's so boring.
Right.
And so I think to myself all the time, like, why would someone even want to see this? Like, if because I don't feel the pressure to post something every day. If I'm not confident and have something that I'm like obsessed with, then I just won't bother, because it's not worth it to me to like, I feel like if you see, you can tell if someone forced something.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And some people are just so obsessed with how much can I get out there, and sometimes it's not the route to take. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've probably unfollowed people just because of
They're annoying.
they're spam. Yeah, literally they're spamming it. It's exactly it. Is like, what is the reason? Like, why would someone want to watch this? Like, who am I targeting? Who am I relating to? And like, that's another thing that's really important, like with the cover photo, you know what I mean? Like, when they look at your page, like, why are they going to click on a video from the past? Like, give them a reason to want to watch it. So those thumbnails are huge too.
Yeah, remember the time that I cut out Kendall's head?
Yes, literally. Like, I think you texted me.
My husband is so much smaller than me, but yeah, it's like when you're making a reel, you have to think about the music, get a trending audio, the font, make sure it's in the right position so that it's not over top of the caption that goes on the reel, the cover photo, and then not only the cover photo, but also the little thumbnail cover photo when it goes on your feed. Like, there's just so many parts of it. And again, I'm like 7 a.m. like, let me throw this out there before I have to get the kids ready for school. And then every time I'm like, shit, I forgot the music, or I forgot the cover photo, or whatever.
Oh my gosh,
But
so funny.
it
Yes,
is what
it's
it
so
is.
true. And like, I think that's like part of like my perfectionist side, loves like the detail orientedness of it. So it's always funny too, like when my clients are like, oh, you're on vacation, like just enjoy yourself. Like, I'll post this up real quick. And then, the head's cut
You're
off
like,
or
oh,
whatever,
God.
the grid's wrong. I'm like, oh my
Take it
God.
down.
Yeah. I'm like, can we please delete
This
this?
is how you pay me.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's something that if people are struggling with their social media, first of all, you do
Here's
those
how to make
classes.
your home buying
You
search better in
come
30
in
seconds.
to different businesses and you'll teach people how to do social media,
Right.
which is amazing.
Yeah, we do workshops.
But if for some reason after that you're still not comfortable with managing your own social media, I mean, reach out to Mary. Why not? ASR will handle it all for you. And then you're getting the content out there that you need to get out there, but you're not uncomfortable on social media. Someone's doing it for you. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So one part of social media that I think is kind of important to talk about is sometimes people can get lost in comparing themselves to others. And I always say to myself, if I look through my feed and something bothers me, even if it's like my main competitor, like, I don't follow them because it makes me upset. Like, I'll see like, oh, they got a listing that I went for too. Damn it. Like, so I just unfollowed them.
Right.
Because sometimes it can be unhealthy. Sometimes it's not just all, editing and adding music and having fun and being bubbly. Like, there is a negative side to it.
Yeah. No, I totally have experienced working with people who, have kind of like that bad relationship with it, and mentally it affects them because it can be, a dark hole of just comparison, and, it leads people to depression and all sorts of different things. But it's exactly what you said. It's like, it's the way you look at it, and it's your mindset too. Like, are you there to create, or are you there to consume? And like, if you're there to consume, then, you're just taking in, okay, why isn't my life like this? Or if you're there to create and to give, like, think about like the energy that you can provide, or, the humor you can give, you can completely change the way that you look at it, because I'm on social media probably like, I don't know, something crazy like 15 hours of the day. Like, what, you know what I mean? But I've never looked at it like that, you know what I mean? Because it at the end of the day, it really is just everyone's best moments. So it's hard when that's all you see.
Yeah, it's everyone's highlight reels. Absolutely. That's one thing Kendall and I try to put real life situations into things, because like, yeah, you'll see, oh, next week we have 2 listings coming on, but we lost 3, that you just didn't know about that part because you only saw the 2 that we're putting out. But so we try to put in real life stuff, because we know a lot of our following is other realtors that are watching us. And I don't want them to think, oh, you're so far behind us. Imagine you're so far behind. Look how good we are. That's not who we are, and that's not what, like, I want people to love our page and to feel like we're supporting them, and
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the right mindset to have.
Looking forward, if anybody wants their media to be kind of like brought up to speed, if they want their social media managed, if they need video footage, anything you guys need, I would definitely recommend you contact Mary at ASR. And thank you again.
Thanks, Kristen.